Hello lovely people, it's Nicole and it is the last day of the BookTubeAthon. Today's challenge is to tell a story about the first time you read a book that means a lot to you. And I was thinking about what I should do, and like obviously there's Harry Potter, but honestly I don't really remember the first time reading most of the Harry Potter books because I was so young. You know, Foxhole Court, it's a little bit more of a funny story, but I was booktubing at that point already, so like I talked about it. But Fangirl is one of my all-time favorite books, and I don't know if I've ever talked about it the first time I read it. It's not like a super elaborate story, but I remember I was in Bellingham because I have a lot of family who lives in Bellingham, and I was having kind of a hard day. I was feeling really down. I was feeling really introverted, but because I was there like visiting family, I couldn't like not interact with people. And we ended up going to Village Books, which is a great independent bookstore in Bellingham. If you're in the area, I highly recommend you go. I'd read Eleanor Park a few months back and sort of knew the name Rainbow Rowell and saw they had Fangirl on display, and I was like, oh, it's, you know, it's that author I really liked. I should, you know, see what it's about. And reading the description sounded really interesting and, you know, kind of up my alley. And so I picked it up, and when I got back to my grandma's house, I kind of just ignored everyone and like locked myself in my room, in like the room I use when I'm there. Just, you know, intending to have 15-20 minutes of alone time to read and to just sort of get myself in a better place mentally. And I resurfaced like 3 hours later, like crying, just because I had never felt so represented by a character in a book before. The reason I love Fangirl so much is because I feel like Catherine Avery is so close to who I am as a person. I connect to her so much. Her anxiety is really close to how mine manifests, and that was the first time I'd really had a tangible verification that there's actually something going on. It's not just me like making stuff up, like it's actually a thing that's like not my fault. It was just a really powerful experience. It was a very emotional read. It really just completely turned around how I was feeling, and it still has that power. I've had nights where I'm just at like my lowest, and I just grab my book and read a couple chapters, and obviously it doesn't solve anything. Like, no book is magically gonna cure depression, but it helps me just get that like little push so that I'm not quite at that lowest point anymore. And it's amazing the power that stories have to affect us emotionally like that. And so that's my story of a book that kind of had a big influence on me. Now let's move on to the update portion. This is the last update. The next video I upload is going to be tomorrow, my wrap up, and then after that I have the interview from last night. I was interviewing authors at Brick and Mortar Books last night. Super fun. So that'll be up on, I think, Tuesday, and then after that I'll have my monthly wrap up and haul. So yesterday, after I uploaded that super quick update, I read the entirety of The Body Finder by Kimberly Durdig, and it was a lot of fun. It was kind of just exactly what you want from a YA sort of paranormal romance type thing. It was a little light on the paranormal side, but it had just a little bit of an edge of creepy because it was sort of about a serial killer in some ways, and it had a good, solid, adorable romance. The love interest got a little overprotective, possessive at times, and I was kind of like, okay, like I get you're worried about your girlfriend, but like calm down. She's a big girl. But I did really enjoy it, and you know, there are some days where just all you want is just a cute, fast-paced urban fantasy. And then that night I read Amulet by Kazu Kibushi. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I read this for my Hyped Books challenge because I decided that I didn't have enough time to read An Ember in the Ashes. I can read that next week because I think the Unhaulathon is next week, and that's for reading books that you've had on your shelves for forever. So I'll do it for that. But I enjoyed this. The art style was cool. It's definitely sort of directed at kids, and I think I can kind of tell that through the writing style and the art style, but it is beautiful inside. And this one's very much an introduction to the world and an introduction to what's going on. It's like if it's a TV show, like this is the first episode where not a lot of actual plot has happened, but you're just sort of getting into it. And so I'm definitely interested in what's going to happen in the next few volumes. And then I started, and when I say I started, I literally mean I'm like 20 pages into it. Unbeatable Squirrel Meets World. I am so far, again, like I said, barely 20 pages into it, really enjoying it. Doreen is adorable and entertaining, and it's fun because it's told in third person, but there are first person footnotes through it that's like Doreen commentating on her own story. That's kind of fun. So that's where I'm at. I don't know if I'm going to finish that today. I mean, I'll try. I've had a couple different things going on, so we'll see. But I'm just gonna get back to reading. I'm gonna hang out with a friend later. I'm feeling good about where I'm at reading-wise for this week. Going into my 10th book for the week, which is pretty dang good. So I'm not super stressed about feeling like I need to push myself for the rest of today. But yeah, I hope you guys have had a great BookTubeAthon. I hope you guys have read a lot, or even if you didn't, that you've had fun interacting with people and watching people's update videos and doing Twitter sprints and just all that fun stuff. I love you guys, and I will see you later. Bye!